Another day, another musing from Mark Cuban. We all know him. We all love him. Kidding. Some of us love him. Some of us maybe have, to put it charitably, a different opinion on the guy. All right. He's been on this weird crusade against Donald Trump. And we're going to get right into it, guys. You're going to see what his latest thing is. And it's a bit nuts. But first, everybody, let me do me a big favor here. Like our video, share it around. And if you're new, subscribe to the Resistance Mainstream YouTube channel so we can keep bringing you guys this great content. And all right, guys, here it is. Bill O'Reilly is about to lay down the law and crush Mark Cuban intellectually.
Big supporter of former President Trump, introduced the former president at the RNC, did a very good job, and spoke at his recent MSG rally as well. He is the CEO and president of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, Dana White. Dana, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Haven't met you before, but I am a huge fan of the UFC, and I appreciate what you've added to the culture in that regard. Now, when you listen to Mark Cuban, you know economics as a businessman, but also in relating it to what you see in the people around you and what you're hearing. What do you believe his argument, how it lands with the voters, Dana?
Well, a lot of the things that I've heard, since I've been on here, this election is about competency. It's about competency. We were talking about diamond out your boss earlier. This isn't about your boss. This is a world leader. This is the guy, this is the leader of the free world we're talking about here. Trump has already proven he can build a strong economy. He can secure the borders. And he is somebody that allies and adversaries respect. Those are all very important things. She has never, what has she proven? What has she done over the last 4 years? And you cannot make the excuse that she was the vice president and she wasn't in charge of anything. I think that's ridiculous. She is the sitting vice president of the United States right now. She's proven nothing. She's done nothing. I think she's in over her head. She knows she's in over her head, and nobody who is intelligent like Mark Cuban, Stephen A., or any of these other guys can tell me they truly believe that she is the better candidate.
I'm going to have more.
Look at Mark Cuban over there just arrogantly shaking his head. I don't know about you guys, but I find him to be completely insufferable. I can't believe I ever liked him when he was on Shark Tank. In fact, I'm ashamed of it. Anyways, let's see what he has to say.
Or any of these other guys can tell me they truly believe that she is the better candidate.
I'm going to have Mark get in. I'm going to have Mark get in, but Dana, just clarify. Dana, clarify something, and then I'll have Mark Cuban respond if he wants, which I'm sure he does. Dana, can you tell me of a vice president you've ever heard of who did something remarkable on their watch?
Not that they did anything. Let me tell you this. So
go ahead.
Think about this. Right, leading up to the debate, everybody was talking about that he's never been sharper. He's on top of his game. I was just in a meeting with the other day. They do the debate ends, and they figure out he's unfit to run, right? He's the sitting president of the United States. He's unfit to run. So now they slide her in, right? Nobody voted her there. Nobody voted Kamala Harris. If she went up against other Democrats, she would not be in the position she's in right now. Fact. Okay?
Well, it's not a fact.
They slide her in there. Really? How did she do last time? How did she do last time?
She was Biden's running mate, and they got 85 million votes.
The real answer is that she was polling at 0% in California, all right? She was doing so badly that she dropped out before the California primary started. And that is worse than it sounds, okay? Because let's consider, she was the sitting senator of the state at the time, and she couldn't even win her own state. That, my friends, is pathetic.
But I hear you. The process was a problem. Let Mark Cuban get in. Talk to your friend Dana.
Dana, I love you. You're so wrong. Trump, inflation was up 25% over the Obama economy he inherited. Ask him about Yemen, where he decided not to take action and allowed 100,000 people to keep on dying in Yemen. Talk to him about his tariffs. What worked with his tariffs? He had 4 years to make tariffs work with China. China kicked his ass. China took him to court, right? Because he didn't know how tariffs worked, and it hurt the economy. The economy was rolling along, and it got so hit by the tariffs that his appointment to the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, had to come back in and cut interest rates 3 times. And then we get to the real point of reckoning, the pandemic. And what does he do? He says, if we don't test people, the viruses didn't really happen. He holds back on resources, except for Vladimir Putin, to keep people from getting healthy. That is not an accomplished president, Dana. He has not done anything. What he got, he inherited.
Hey, thanks for watching. Go to join.
Oh, isn't that convenient that Chris Cuomo cuts off the clip right before anybody has a chance to fire back at Mark Cuban? Fear not, for we have you covered. All right, guys, I got the RTM Geek Squad to help me out, so we've got the rest of the clip here that we're going to get to in a second. I just want to make a quick little point. You notice how Mark Cuban doesn't even have a clue what he's talking about? Blabbering on about how Trump is giving resources to Putin, but nobody else. Like, dude, what are you even saying? I just want to point that out because the dude's babbling like an incoherent baby, and it's a little concerning. And you can tell Cuban really thought he cooked with this one. He thinks that he was brilliant, just such a smart guy, and you know, I can see why a foolish NPC would get fooled by such trickery, but not me or my brilliant and handsome and beautiful viewers. So let's see what happens next.
Anything. What he got, he inherited. You know what?
Right,
his administration was the same as his personal wealth. He inherited it.
I got to jump in with course corrections here. Number one, the real wages, which is really the only economic barometer for the folks, was up 8.2% in the 4 years Trump was president. 8.2 across the board for working Americans. Fact. Under Biden-Harris, it is around 1%. No COVID pandemic. They have failed. Number two, inflation didn't start because Putin and the Arabs did anything. Inflation started, and I don't know whether you know this, Mr. Cuban, but Biden signed in his first week in office at least 20 executive orders, making it harder for every fuel company to harvest their product, whether it be fracking or oil or anything. The fuel company said, holy you know what, we're going to get hosed because our prices to get the stuff out of the ground are quadrupling, so we're going to do it retail now. That's what it...
There he is again with that stupid nodding and smirking. You guys see that? He's so insufferable. Guys, do you think Mark Cuban's insufferable? Comment below. Let us know on a scale of 1 to insufferable, how insufferable is Mark Cuban? You can do 1 to 10 if you want, but whatever works.
Ignited it, not Putin and not Saudi Arabia. That is the truth.
Did Cuban just say that Bill O'Reilly is the one bloviating? Wow. Now that is rich. Speaking of a guy who doesn't even know what the heck he's saying, take a look at this. Last little clip from him.
Donald Trump, you never see him around strong, intelligent women, ever. It's just that simple.
Mark Cuban is really something. He is quite the special guy. You know, just a quick little tangent here, but I have this theory that the reason why Mark Cuban hates Donald Trump, it's because he's jealous. You know, think about it. Mark Cuban is always trying to be this cool guy, the wise guy. He's fun, he's chill, he knows what's going on, he's politically informed, he's woke. But guess what? He will never be as cool as Donald Trump, or funny, or talented, or handsome, or brilliant, or orange. So, I think the dude's out of luck. It's a true tragedy. With all that being said, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. As always, please be sure to comment below. Let us know what you liked about the video. Let us know what you want to see next, and we'll see you all again soon. God bless.